Hi Pisces, welcome to my channel, Lioness Moon Intuitive Tarot. My name is Sarah. Thank you for being here. We're going to do a Celtic cross today for the week of March 16th to the 22nd, 2025. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so take only what resonates and leave out what does not. If you are interested in having a personal reading done by me, the information on how to obtain that is in the description box below this video. All right, spirit, angels, and guides, please let us tap into the energies of Pisces, please. What is going on with Pisces? What does Pisces need to know about the person on their mind? What does Pisces need to know about the person on their mind? Let's cut this deck in three, so mote it be. All right. We've got the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. We've got, actually, I'm going to put the camera up a little bit. All right. The Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. We've got the Five of Swords, which is Venus in Aquarius. We've got the Ace of Cups, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we've got the Hermit, Virgo, major for Virgo. Okay. All right. So the challenge here is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords indicates that there's some sort of possibly there may be some resentment, some anger, some bitterness here. There may be there may be somebody who's acting in a self-centered way. The Five of Swords can indicate wanting to win at all costs. We will find out more when we clarify. In the most recent past, we've got the Ace of Cups here. The Ace of Cups indicates a new relationship, or some possibly unconditional love. We'll find out more about that in a second, which leads to this Knight of Swords, which can be kind of, it supports the Five of Swords, especially if they're together like that. The Knight of Swords often represents speed, flightiness, running. It can also represent confrontation. It is Gemini energy, and sometimes that knight comes in to slay. All right, and they don't always bring a lot of emotion. They bring in a lot of scathing words, but they don't bring in a lot of emotion. And if you are a Gemini cross watcher, I am not hating on you. It's just something I know about Geminis because I am one. The Hermit is in the future position, which is Virgo. Something that is occurring right now. It looks like there's some really unhealthy energy going on right now, is going to have to be brought to a place of introspection. Somebody's going to have to be introspective about what's going on here, because it looks like there's some sort of disagreement going on. Okay, so we're going to start with the Ace of Cups. I've been clarifying the challenge first, but I'm finding that it makes it. I'm finding it's just I'm having to come back to it after. So I'm going to see how we do when we start with the past. Can we get more on the Ace of Cups, please, Spirit? Can you tell us about this Ace of Cups? What's going on with the Ace of Cups? What is going on with the Ace of Cups? The Seven of Wands. Okay, so there's something about feeling, you might feel like, somebody might feel like they have to defend. There's something about defending something or standing up for something, and it may have something to do with a new beginning in love. And there's that Hermit. There's something that was destined here. There was a destined change here that was unknown. And did somebody feel like they were trapped? Were they in their thoughts or trapped by their thoughts in something? It just looks like there's some sort of defense that was, I'm seeing a lot of defense here. Defense, is it surrounding having started a new relationship? Maybe starting a new relationship and somebody else didn't know about it, or maybe feeling trapped in a new relationship. Somebody maybe feels like you're trapped or being controlled by a new relationship. Can we get more on this? Can we get more on this Ace of Cups energy? So there's something, okay, so we did see the Hermit. So there's something about trying to heal, self-love, maybe retreating, being introspective about something, and taking time away is what I'm getting here. Maybe somebody had started a new relationship and took time away from somebody else, but they want to mend something. They feel guilty because there was some sort of dishonesty here. We saw that moon. And so somebody's reflecting on some sort of dishonesty that had been had here with regard to a new relationship. Somebody had started a new relationship, and it looks like somebody had started some sort of new relationship here, and they took time away from each other. There was something that, or somebody took a vacay from somebody else after starting a new relationship, and it looks like there's some level of defense going on here. Can we get something on this Knight of Swords? Maybe I should have started with the Five of Swords. Can we get something on the Knight of Swords, please? The Queen of Swords. So yes, somebody has been confrontational about something, is what I'm getting here. They're holding somebody accountable, and it may be somebody who they were in a very close, tight-knit relationship with, but it looks like they are, hey, I feel like I just got this for somebody. You might be dealing with an Aquarius. Or maybe you have strong Aquarius placements in your chart. Because I feel like I got a very similar energy in the Aquarius reading. It's not exactly the same, but it was very similar. But what I'm getting here is that somebody is holding somebody accountable for something here. And the intention is to work something out as a result of holding somebody accountable for something. And there's the Empress. It's almost like they want to bring, so this is what I'm getting here, is that somebody wants to take quick action towards restoring a connection here. It has something to do with coming to an agreement on something, but it's being done through harsh confrontation is what I'm getting here. And, but it looks like there is a partnership here with the Emperor and Empress. Can we get more? So somebody started a new relationship and they're defending it. And there's been some sort of, it's almost like while they've been away from this other connection, they've been bringing themselves to a place of self-love. Like they've actually been healing. And in the state of healing, they have only been taking it's almost like there's only been a time away. It's only been like a time away from this other connection. It's like a vacation. They took a vacation from another connection, but in the process, they had developed something new, is what I'm getting here. So somebody's holding somebody accountable for lack of reciprocity in their relationship. I got this exact same message for Aquarius, but it actually unfolded very differently here. This is unfolding just a little bit differently. And this person felt like they were treated like they were unworthy. I got all of this exact same stuff. And so as a result, and I'm getting that somebody's holding somebody accountable for this after some time of not being around each other. And whoever it is that they're holding accountable is in another connection. And so whoever it is that they are in another connection with could be an Aquarius too. Just saying, because that's kind of what it looked like actually. So there's an apology here. So there's an apology here. There's something about a commitment. And in time, somebody's suffering in silence. Whoever it is that's being held accountable is in a commitment, and it looks like they're suffering in silence. Can we get more on the Five of Swords? So there's this energy of anger, bitterness, and we've got a lot of cards just jumping out of the deck here. We've got the World, we've got the Queen of Wands, we've got the Seven of Cups. I'm not taking them, but we'll acknowledge that they came out. Okay, and we've got the King of Wands. So we've got, okay, so something is going to potentially come to an end, and it has something to do with moving in. That's okay, so this is what I'm getting here. Somebody is going to bring something to an end. It's going to be rooted in self-centeredness. It looks like they're going to be considering their options. They're kind of confused. They're going to withdraw their energy and be introspective about the drama that is potentially going to ensue as a result of making this decision. Can we get more on the Five of Swords? Yeah, so this is what I'm getting, is that there's laughter. There's something about missing the happiness and joy in another connection, and they regret even having moved on. So this may have happened very quickly. Like somebody started a new relationship after another one ended, and it may have happened very quickly too. And so now it's almost like they're regretting this. It's like there's a rebound thing going on here where there's now this regret because they sabotaged something, and they were having to reflect on something here. But it does look like they want to bring this relationship back to a place of balance after making somebody feel like they were totally unappreciated. Can we get something on the Focus, the Hanged Man? So there is somebody stuck, and it looks like in order to get out of this situation of being stuck, they have to gain a new perspective on something. Can we get the Hanged Man? They need to find courage here, and it's almost like they don't even know the first thing they need to do. And so it looks like they may need to start working hard on something. This is going to be over the course of time. They are going to resurrect something. They're going to get somebody's attention. And this is destined. This is destined. This is something that they're meant to have to go through. This is a cycle. Can we get something on the Hanged Man, please? Hopeful. So yes, it's even though this person isn't moving right now, but they're still in this energy of feeling hopeful because they're starting to understand this past person's issues. This person from the past has issues with how things had unfolded in the past, and they've been confrontational about it now. And it looks like this person is aligned. This is the exact same stuff that came out for the Aquarius reading. This person is aligning with their shadow side. There may be a question as to whether the value systems are aligned with each other if they do move in this direction. And this also puts them in a position where they are burning their bridges with somebody else because they are being disrespectful and crossing a boundary here by doing what they're potentially going to do. So, in what we do not see, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. So there's something to do with timing here. Something is going to take a long period of time, or somebody is actually processing something that happened over time. And maybe, and that's might be why the Hermit's in the future. Like somebody is actually considering their choices here. Can we get more on the Seven? Oh, here we go. This person in time is going to try and come in and heal something here. They're going to try and move into calmer waters. It looks like this past relationship was turbulent. I mean, it looks like whoever it is being confrontational, is being really... I got that. This so came up in the Aquarius reading. It's almost like, it's actually uncanny to me how much of what is coming up here happened in that reading. So I don't know if there are strong placements of Aquarius in your chart, Pisces, or if you are dealing with an Aquarius here, but it looks like a very similar situation. Like even down to the fact that the person from the past was being really exceptionally like scathing is what I was seeing. Like this really like scathing, angry energy that was making this person see something differently. And so this person, after being in a turbulent relationship, wants to move on to calmer waters, and they want to heal this connection. But there's something that they're keeping quiet. They're keeping secrets here. They have to detach. They have to detach from somebody, and they are connected to their shadow self. This is all... But they want to move towards their what they believe to be their happily ever after. They believe that this past connection is their full emotional fulfillment. Can we get more on the Seven of Pentacles? Because they are feeling unsatisfied in their current connection. But they are worried about sabotaging something here. They're trying to reflect. That's why the Seven of Pentacles is there. They're also reflecting, but they're being dishonest about something, and they do feel guilty. They do feel guilty. They're reflecting on the guilt that they feel from this past relationship, and they want to mend something. They're feeling guilty about something because somebody came back and started holding them accountable for something, but it looks like they're like really, really angry. All right. So we've got the Hermit here in the future. Can we get more on the Hermit? What's going on with this Hermit? Yes. Okay, so there's somebody is considering something about this. There's a committed relationship. There may be something to do with there being a risk to the material existence here. And there's two energies. There's the past energy, which this person is very, very attracted to and has a lot of passion for, with the Queen of Wands. And then there's the current energy. And now we've got the Choices card. So this is exactly, there's really not really much else. There's not really a really different way of looking at this. This person is considering their choices, and they're confused as to what to do. So this person is withdrawing their energy right now, and they are really considering what would be in their own best interest and being as introspective about this as possible. And they're acknowledging that this is going to create drama here. And there's something to do with being this. Okay, so one of these connections is a trauma bond. And it's likely the one that they're considering going back to. Because I'm getting that this Ten of Cups energy is it's rooted in future faking, fairy tale, fantasy type energy. And maybe that's what this person is considering as well. Like, is this real? Is this real? Or is everything that I think I could possibly have with this connection all future faking fabrications of what goes on in my cognitive brain? Can we get more on this Hermit? You could be dealing with a Virgo. This person does feel like there's unfinished business with this past person. And whatever it is that they're doing, they may be in a cycle. Habits is showing up. I don't see the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune did come up in the Aquarius reading, which was very similar to this one. And they might be, the reason why the Hermit is there is because they're likely taking space. There is some reflection on the soul tie connection. And it does look like they do feel hope because they are recognizing the mistakes that they had made. So they see hope in restoring this past connection because they feel like, well, if I know my mistakes, then I know that I can make this past connection work this time around because I'm coming to terms with what it is that I did wrong, and I'm going to make that better this time around. All right. So now we're on to the advice. We've got the Knight of Cups. That's Pisces energy. So it looks like, okay, so here's what I'm getting. In order for the case, this is coming from a very self-centered energy. Keep in mind, if this person is doing this to somebody in order to come towards you, that this is in their personality to do this. So do you think that this is going to last? And I don't know if this is coming towards you, but the way that it was laid out in the Aquarius reading was almost like it was happening to Aquarius. And it looks almost like they may be coming towards you, Pisces. I don't even know, but this is just how it looks to me. But whoever it is in this energy. There's some sort of truth that's going to be learned. Oh, about this. Yeah, this is a third party. Somebody's making a choice in love. This is definitely a third party. And, okay, so exactly what I had seen before. So there is this energy of being aligned with this really it's like a really unhealthy, wounded energy, like trying to persevere, even though we're totally wounded. We hurt each other. One of them's coming towards the other with this really, really unhealthy, angry energy, which is rooted in woundedness too. You know, the wounded animal goes cross. This wounded animal went cross. She was I shouldn't say she, this could have been a masculine, was very mistreated. And as a result, this person went cross and they went all Knight of Wands or Knight of Swords on this person. And I'm getting very strongly here that those wounds have not been healed. And this person who has been confronted about this believes that because they are recognizing their mistakes, that they can try and make this better. The problem is that in order to actually make this work, they have to actually make more mistakes with somebody else. So it shows you the kind of person that they are. They're in this energy of, I'm going to do what I want to do and win this back at all costs, kind of, and not really considering how they're hurting other people in order to do this. And so this is what you're getting into, is another connection of two people who were deeply wounded. There's going to be a repeat of the past here, is what it looks like. And this person is in a committed relationship. This person is showing up as being in a committed relationship, and it's the corresponding placement here is showing that it's very self-centered. So we're talking about a very self-centered energy that's coming in to romance somebody while they're in a committed relationship. All right, and this creates a third party. Can we get more on this Knight of Cups, please? So yeah, so as a result, this person is actually very confused. This person is confused as to what to do. This does create drama. There's going to be some resentment here. This is because there's a third party. There's a third party. It says it right here on the card. But this person wants forgiveness for what they had done to this person, because they revealed something to them when they confronted them, and this caused them to now want to chase this person. But there's something else that's at stake as a result. Can we get the external influence? The external influence is the Two of Pentacles. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. This person is juggling two. They're debating between two, and it looks like they're very unsatisfied with the connection that they are currently in. And so they want to try and heal something that they believe is their happily ever after. And it looks like what they believe is their happily ever after is rooted in passion. This is going to happen over time. The Seven of Pentacles is time. Now we've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow. And when they do come in, it's going to be with this Knight of Wands, impulsive, passionate. You cannot actually, it's just it's an energy that you cannot, whatever it is that this person does is not something that you can predict. It's an unpredictable energy. You don't know what the Knight of Wands is going to do from one day to the next. One day the Knight of Wands wants you bad, and the next day the Knight of Wands is possibly going to run away from you. Could be dealing with a Capricorn, could be dealing with a Taurus. We do have that this person is potentially going to go single before trying to reunite, or it looks like the intention is to reconcile. So this person is going to go single before they reconcile. But in order to and they are going to make a solid offer is what's showing up, but because they miss this it might be you, it could be you, or they miss this whoever it is misses the past person. They miss the past person, and so they're going to come in, and they're doing it slowly because they feel like they're unsatisfied with where they are. Can we get more on this Two of Pentacles? They're running. They're running from somebody else. And there's something about feeling guilty. This person is keeping secrets. They're not being honest about everything. They're actually overstepping a boundary of some sort. So they have a lot of, that's what it is. This person feels like, and that came up before, this person is going towards the past person because there's something that they feel guilty about. They were held accountable for something. They're feeling guilty about it. They're feeling like they're starting to see the mistakes that they have made, and they feel a lot of hope with regard to how, like the Star card represents hope. This person has a lot of hope that they can bring what was once a turbulent relationship into something that is calm. So the hopes and fears. The devil. We're talking about another trauma bond here. This person is connected to their shadow self right now, or potentially. What's going on with this devil? Can you tell us about the devil? What's this temptation? Could be it is a temptation, because the trauma bond is rooted in addiction to each other. That's what it is. It's an addiction to that, whatever, it's like a dopamine hit you get when you're around. It's like that butterflies, chemistry, all of that. We have a tendency to believe that that's love. It's not. It's not. Over time, with Seven of Pentacles, it is a corresponding spot. So the Seven of Pentacles, it shows up again in time. That dopamine hit is coming in, and they're potentially, they may be watched. This could be you that they're moving on to. But whoever it is that's in the past person position is possibly being kept tabs on by this other person. There's something that is, oh yes, this came up in the, I think that was the page of, yeah, I'm not going to say too much about the last reading. It's so similar. I feel like you should, if you didn't watch the Aquarius reading, maybe if you feel like there are strong placements that are associated with this reading, take a look at it. It's very similar to this one, like the same energies. There's something that's unknown that's going to come to light. Somebody is going to find something out. And the current person feels actual deep love and attachment to this person, like a deep love for this person is what I was getting in the last reading. And it looks like it's possibly the same thing. That's why I'm saying it. But it does look like, it looks like this past relationship is being persevered through wounds that have not been healed with the Nine of Wands. There is this trauma bond that is potentially going to be reignited again because this person is confused as to what it is that they should be doing. And this is going to be over the course of time, but it looks like, and they're not being honest about something, but it looks like there's a potential that they will bring that relationship back to life. Can we get more on the Devil? The past relationship is a trauma bond. That's how I'm seeing it. The Devil. Can we get more? So this person needs some space. There's something to do with the soul tie, which the soul tie is often that trauma bonded relationship where you're meant to learn something. You made this soul contract before you came here in order to be like, yeah, we're going to be strongly connected to each other on a chemical level here so that we can learn things from each other, okay? And it's really going to be like, we're really going to kick the proverbial crap out of each other, okay? So that we can learn something, but we're not actually meant to be together. So that's going to be the actual dilemma in the end. But it does look like as a result of moving towards this soul tie, they're going to be putting something else in a broken state because they are running and they've been holding back. That's another thing too. So this is what I'm recognizing too, is that it's the deception involved. It's almost like this other person holds this person in a very high regard. This person is being idealized. This person who they are in love with thinks that who's in love with them thinks that they are the Messiah, okay? And they have no idea that this person is actually doing this behind their back, because this person believes there probably is a soul contract here. And now they're daydreaming about this dopamine hit that they want to get. All right, so now in the outcome, we've got the Four of Pentacles. Like, looks like somebody's holding on. That's it. That's Sun in Capricorn. It doesn't look like, it looks like they're going to try and make this work. They're not going to let go until they actually get the dopamine hit. Can we get, out jumps. They're going to go in for attention with the Six of Wands. They're going to be holding on. They're going to eventually cut ties possibly, or take a stand and do, there's the Five of Swords. They're going to do the self-centered thing is what it looks like. They're going to actually, and there's the Five of Wands. This is going to create drama. This is going to create, and this is destined to happen because they're meant to learn something here. This is part of the soul contract. This is supposed to cause them to level up in a way. And this may end up happening quickly once they decide that they're doing it. All right. Let's get a little bit more before we wrap this up for Pisces. What's this Four of Pentacles? commitment. They may actually decide to stay in the commitment. No, they're going to be holding back about something. Oh, I got it. Just a second. They're going to continue to be dishonest in this commitment. But they are going to, okay, that's what I'm getting here, is that this is what's going to happen. Is that all we know right now, we don't know anything else. Based on the current energies, because this is going to happen in such a distant period of time, is that based on the current energies, what we're getting here is that this person is not doing anything right now. This person is not being honest to their current partner about how they really feel within this commitment. They're being dishonest, they're holding back, but it looks like they will eventually go in for the discussion with somebody and get their attention by apologizing to them after they have been distanced for a long time. We don't know what's going to become of that. We don't know if that other person is even going to be available once that apology comes in. Because this person may be so afraid of how this person has been talking to them that they feel like they need to give it a lot of time, because this person needs to cool their jets a little bit because they're very angry. All right. So let's take a look at what's going on in this reading. This whole reading is pertaining to the Seven of Cups. There's choices that can be made, and this is a very confusing, somebody's confused as to the choice that they want to make with the Seven of Cups. It looks like there may be they may be detaching from or ignoring somebody. They may feel like they've missed an opportunity. There's that Empress. They are walking away from somebody in order to pursue somebody who they believe is on a pedestal here, and it's this past person. So if you're the past person, Pisces, this person is probably going to wait for a very long time before they come towards you. And if you aren't, and I don't think you necessarily are unless you have strong Aquarius placements in your chart, if you're not the past person here, then you are the current person, and this person is keeping something from you. They want to make something better about their past, but that's not how I was getting it in this reading. So anyways, Pisces, that is your reading for the week of March 16th to the 22nd, 2025. If this resonated at all and you liked what you saw, would you give me a thumbs up? Because it would really help my channel a lot. It gets the video out into the algorithm. I literally just started this channel at the beginning of January, and I have one sign that has been, like, for some reason, caught that sign right away. Jupiter did that, I'm assuming, because it was Sagittarius, and I'm like, Jupiter, give me your other sign. Give me Pisces. So, I don't know, Pisces hasn't been one of my stronger signs. So maybe that's a tall demand, a big ask. But anyways, Pisces, until I read you again, have yourself a blessed week.